When most people hear the word gentleness, the first thing that they typically think is weakness. You look at people and you go, "Well, be gentle with them." And we think that it's weakness. Like if somebody's gentle, then, they obviously don't know how to stand up for themselves, like they're just a gentle person. But truthfully, gentleness is strength under control. If somebody insults you, you have the free will to go and insult them back. If somebody yells at you, you can yell at them back. If they hate on you, you can hate on them back. You can do all of these things because truly, as an individual, you do have the power to do so. But gentleness is having the power to respond in any which way and choosing wisdom over what your fleshly desire would be for that thing. And y'all, Jesus is literally the perfect example of this because look how close he was with the Father. He had all of this peace and he called himself gentle. Jesus called himself gentle. And yet people look at it as a weakness. I mean, Jesus was quite literally the strongest man to ever enter the world. And I'm not talking about physically, although I believe that too. Supernaturally, I'm sure he was physically the strongest. But it was his wisdom and his mind were so much stronger than us because look at him. He lived a perfect life of no sin. So even when Satan was taunting him in the wilderness on the mountaintop, Jesus responded with wisdom. He responded with, "It is written, this is the way that it is." And Satan couldn't get to him. Like, even in that moment, Jesus was using gentleness with the devil. Jesus could have done all of it, okay? He could have destroyed his enemies. He could have gotten down off of that cross, but he didn't. He was displaying gentleness. Think of it as all it is truly is controlled power. You can control the power that you possess. One thing that has really been hitting me lately is gentleness and integrity are like this. They go hand in hand with each other. If you are a gentle person, if you display gentleness, that doesn't mean that you avoid hard conversations because you're a good person. No. Having gentleness would literally be having these conversations with people, but in a godly way, in a way that is honoring to the Lord. Think about gossip and people that talk behind other people's backs, even passive aggressiveness. Think about all of these things. A lot of what people call gentleness is actually fear, okay? They're using, "Oh, I'm being gentle," when in reality they're just scared to have difficult conversations with other people. And this is why I say integrity and gentleness go hand in hand with one another. Avoiding confrontation because you're displaying gentleness is just a lie. Like choosing to lie to somebody because you don't want to hurt their feelings, that's just truth. It's just a lie disguised as truth. Like truth is love. And so if you're lying to people, you're not even displaying love either. Like it's so cool how everything God does works so perfectly together. Hiding the truth is not gentleness. People pleasing, it's not gentleness. It's wrong. Gentleness absolutely involves courage. You need to, in order to be gentle, you need to have courage. If you're gossiping to me about somebody else right in front of my face, I'm going to assume that you are doing that exact same thing right behind my back. The reason that people that display that fruit of the Spirit are very trusted is because people know that they're going to be gentle with the truth. Like when they deliver it, they believe that, and they believe that your integrity will be strong enough to hold somebody's secret or something that they were just very vulnerable with you about. And I wanted to read this quote to y'all. It's by Leo Tolstoy, and it says, "The weak are cruel, gentleness can only be expected from the strong." I think that this is common in both male and female, truly, because I was honestly really numb for a really long time, and all of my relationships were very transactional, and so I saw like emotions or gentle conversations as weak. Like I saw that for so long, but I think really it's very hard for men because they think that being gentle is being weak, and that is just not the case. Okay, grown men don't cry, but Jesus wept. I think that once you can get in tune with your emotions more, which how do you do that? By spending time with God, you'll see that gentleness is strength. Like it's a beautiful thing to be. It's handsome. Like a guy that is gentle, that's everything. Like women, we want that. And I'm not just trying to pick on guys here. Like girls do this too, absolutely. But I think that definitely in our society, in the worldly society, if you're a man and you're gentle, you're looked down upon. But that's where you need to differentiate what is weakness and what is gentleness. Like if you are weak, then you do lash out at people. You explode, you gossip, you manipulate. Like all of those things are a part of the trait of weakness. Strong people know how to control themselves, and they know how to think about the words that they're going to say before they say them. They know how to stay calm when nobody else is. Like that is strength. strength under control. And what is strength under control? It's gentleness. And this is not about going and being gentle, okay? I would never say, okay, so that's the video, y'all, just go and be gentle. That's not what it's about. It's about getting closer to Christ. I think it's so easy for us as Christians to try to force ourselves to have the fruits of the Spirit. And that's where we really start dwelling on sin, because we go, oh, I didn't have any self control in that moment. I didn't have patience. I didn't have love. I didn't have kindness. I didn't display these fruits of the Spirit. And then we get so hard on ourselves and we start looking at our sin more than we look at God. And we need to be looking at God more. So instead of asking yourself, how do I become more gentle? Like, how do I have gentleness? It's not about that. It's asking, how do I get closer to the source of these things of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control? You need to ask yourself, how do I get closer to him? And we know that these are the characteristics of Jesus Christ. So we need to lean into that and lean closer to him, and he will build those things in you, okay? He will build them in you. Gentleness isn't manufactured. It grows from a healthy root. And duh, because that's why it's literally called spiritual fruits. That's why it's called fruit, because it needs to grow from a healthy root. You can't go outside to look at a tree and then start yelling at it, grow fruit right now. And again, it's like that's what we try to do in our own lives. We get so shameful on ourselves and we go, just be better, just have more kindness, just have more self-control, have this. And that's never been what it's about. It's always about Jesus. So when you're in a relationship with him and when you're talking with him and you're reading your word, you're not just doing this to check off a box. You're doing this to spend time with the source of everything that is good in life. Like, everything that is good and everything that is pure is literally Jesus. And you can just read the fruits of the Spirit and know, oh, this is Jesus. Fruits of the Spirit, that's Jesus. So no, the goal is not for you to force yourself to become more gentle. The goal is to stay connected to the vine, stay close to Jesus, so that gentleness just becomes a part of who you are because Jesus is within you. I know that it sounds easier said than done, but it is easier than you think to just spend time with the Lord and just to be honest with him. Like, Lord, I wanted to do this in this situation and I didn't, and I'm sorry. Like, please grow this in me. Do what you have to do to grow a healthy root in me, because it's so easy for us to grow bad fruit, rotten fruit on ourselves. So the more we stay connected to Jesus and the source of all goodness, of all purity, of all kindness, of all love, the closer we stay to that source, that is what we will produce on our trees. That is the fruit we will produce. So stop looking for these little hacks on how you're going to do it, because I love self-help. Y'all know I love self-help. I love little habits, little tricks. Like, I love it. And psychology and all this stuff is so great. But truthfully, like, nothing will transform the root, the deepness of you like Jesus Christ. So stay connected to him and these things will just flourish off of you. That's it for today's video. Super short, but I'm just going to start getting more into fruits of the Spirit lately. We did this with our youth ministry at church, and I felt really inspired because God's been speaking to me about it a lot. Seems like everywhere I go, everything I read kind of comes back to this. So, just been feeling called to speak on it, and I hope that this was a good word. Hope you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.